Hi there, and welcome to Wine Inspired in 2 Minutes. So, this is the part of our week where we get to look at a wine region from wherever in the world, focus on different wine regions, learn about them in just 2 minutes to give you a really nice, understandable chunk of information and hopefully keep you intrigued and engaged so that you'll want to learn more. And then we'll actually taste a wine from the region we're focusing on. And this week's wine region is Sancerre. So Sancerre is a name, a concept, a place that people sometimes think they know, but I want to take a little bit more time and give you maybe a little bit more and surprise some people with what they didn't necessarily know about Sancerre. So let's do it. We'll taste this after. This will be our reward for going over some information, but we have our timer here set for 2 minutes. I'm going to go over the who, what, where, when, and why of Sancerre, and let's dive right in. So who? First and foremost, Sancerre is not a grape variety. Sancerre is a region in kind of that northwestern France area, and Sancerre is within what's called the Loire Valley, up about an hour and a half south of Paris. So it's in that area. You'll see a beautiful map here provided by Wine Folly. But remember, Sancerre, region in Loire Valley in what's called the Central Vineyards area of Loire Valley. So it's even more kind of continental, not as coastal as some of the other regions. Okay, so who? What? Big thing I want you to remember, Sancerre is the Sauvignon Blanc grape if it is a white wine. By law, it must be made out of 100% Sauvignon Blanc. Actually, there might be a few other grapes possible, but just remember, you're going to be getting a Sancerre that's Sauvignon Blanc. And for red, if you do see a red Sancerre, it can be Pinot Noir. All right. And more important about the where of Sancerre is the soil types here. So you're going to get to see these limestone, chalky, white rock soils, even a soil called Camérogian, which is famous up in Chablis. So those types of soil are impacting how the grapes are grown and the resulting style of wine, which we'll get into later. And the when, you can just kind of the when there, they've been making wine for a very long time, and Loire is very classic for having this really rich history of making wine. So Loire Valley, just think historical tradition, lots of old families, continued traditions of wine. And the why is maybe take a chance to rediscover Sancerre. Now that you know that it is Sauvignon Blanc, try different kinds of Sancerre, different producers, different styles, and give it just another look. Okay, we're all done with that. So that is Sancerre. Hopefully I brought a little bit more light on the subject there for you. And now it is time to taste some wine. And we are drinking a 2017, and this is by a producer called Charles Debourges. And I'll give you a little more info about the wine below, but let's just take a look about what you should expect from a pretty typical classic glass of Sancerre when you order at a restaurant or buy the wine in a retail shop. You should expect a pretty light color, right? So Sauvignon Blanc gives typically lighter colored wines, kind of this straw color, not too deep, all right? And when you give it a sniff, so what makes Sancerre a little bit different, what makes this Sauvignon Blanc different than, say, New Zealand, it's not quite as sharp green, sharp citrus, almost that green peppery quality. It's a little bit more mellow in terms of its what's called pyrazine. So that's a compound that you'll find in Sauvignon Blanc that will give off some of those green peppery notes. But this is a little bit more subdued, getting a lot of the citrus, getting a lot of the lemon and the lime, even more of like a green apple skin kind of thing, with this wine, but not quite as intense as, say, New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. And more so when you smell this wine, look for more of these kind of floral notes, white flowers, even a little bit of lavender, and more of a fresh, like like lemongrassy herb instead of those really sharp green peppery notes from some Sauvignon Blancs. And the minerality is always very striking with these wines. So imagine if you picked up a piece of chalk or a piece of limestone, you could kind of get those types of aromas in this wine. And then they won't see any oak or any toasty vanilla, classically, from this area. And a sip. So when you taste a Sancerre, really look out for that nice, sharp, mouth-watering nature. So very mouth-watering, higher acid. The minerality should hit your palate, those limestone chalky notes, as well as that lemongrass, that lavender, nice, just Meyer lemon, citrus, even more underripe and tart on the palate, with all those beautiful lemongrass, lavender notes and no oak. All right, so with this one, definitely, look to, if you're doing a meal, pair this with some really just fresh seafood is always fantastic. And because it has so much complexity and so much mouth-watering quality, this could be a really nice accoutrement to a cheese plate. Goat cheese, of course, is always a nice pairing with this wine. But yeah, have fun with it, enjoy, and hopefully you kind of rediscovered Sancerre a bit. And maybe like the video, maybe subscribe, that would be cool. And I hope to see you next time that we check out another wine region from another part of the world. So stay wine inspired and cheers.